they can help us out with this a lot as well.
So my intro was more boring than that.
Your intro was really
said
vanilla.
nothing.
His intro was boring.
Your audio intro was
All right,
fucking
I will
audio
roll
book to
this
cancer
again.
patients.
All right, I'm about to. This ain't
You
gonna
don't
be me.
hit.
No, you
I
don't
know,
hit
no,
like
seconds.
No,
you
I'm
gotta be
doing it
like-
again.
You gotta be like,
You
ladies and
don't-
gentlemen, boys and girls,
No,
big and
no.
tall, round
You
and
do
small.
not
There's
hit
only one way.
seconds.
Hey,
The
I'm
Outlaw
doing it
way.
again.
Podcast.
I'm doing it again. You can roll it twice. What's up, guys? T-Stew here. We got Ricky the Boss, Nacho Cheeto. Today we're talking about how to communicate with big brands. Here with the Outlaw Way, we got John, the Ricky, and the Boss. We got Nacho, Cheeto. Today we're going to be talking about how to, approach different sponsors and business owners, trying to get the right contacts. With doing brand deals or different sponsorships. I mean, this is something that I've had to do my entire life. Something that I know John Michael's doing, and with Nacho and Cheeto being business owners, I feel like they can help us out with this a lot as well.
So my intro was more boring than that.
Your intro was
Y'all
really
said
vanilla.
nothing.
His intro was boring.
Your audio intro was
All right,
fucking
I will
audio
roll
book to
this
cancer
again.
patients.
All right, I'm about to. This ain't
You
gonna
don't
be me.
hit.
No, you
I
don't
know,
hit
no,
like
seconds.
No,
you
I'm
gotta
doing
be
it
like,
again.
You gotta be like,
You
ladies and
don't-
gentlemen, boys and girls,
No,
big and
no.
tall, round
You
and
do
small.
not
There's
hit
only one way.
seconds.
Hey,
The
I'm
Outlaw
doing it
way.
again.
Podcast.
I'm doing it again. You can roll it twice. What's up, guys? T-Stew here. We got Ricky the Boss, Nacho Cheeto. Today we're talking about how to communicate with big brands. People like Outlaw Ordnance. We got Nacho and Cheeto, the owners of this business. This is something that I've dealt with my entire life.
It's the same damn thing. you
Yeah,
did
but it
a
was
minute
way
ago.
more exciting.
There's no
And you asked,
scene.
it was.
You gotta have
It
a.
was.
You
I
gotta have a
noticed-
line or one line.
I actually
the
listened
pizzazz.
to a podcast today with somebody else who was listening to the podcast, and you say a lot.
I say,
Yes.
Yes, every time you talk, actually.
Like between every third word.
I love the
We're here,
pizzazz you had though.
with Outlaw Ordnance.
That second one was-
Oh yeah, that might be
you know?
something I say a lot.
You know,
You gotta say something. You gotta say something like, "I don't know the time and I don't know the day, but there is only one way, the Outlaw way."
Either way,
You gotta make
it's the Outlaw way, and I'm not good at speaking. Especially when it's scripted. But when we're just rolling, I can talk. But if it's scripted, I'm fucking it up every
We
time.
haven't scripted a fucking thing.
I'm
since
just
we
saying.
started.
I have it wrote down in my hand. Actually.
All I'm saying.
Okay.
the
Yeah,
whole
it's
podcast.
actually right here. Can you see it?
Either way,
So we're talking about brands. We're talking about sponsorships. We're talking about it from the view of a social media influencer. We're talking about it from the view of a professional athlete. We're talking about it from the view of a business owner.
that does nothing.
So let's kick it off and welcome to the Outlaw Way podcast.
We're here, baby. And I'll tell you what, brands, sponsorships, and communicating is the biggest part of pretty much every single fucking body sitting here. If you ain't talking to motherfuckers to make money, get money, or spend money, you gonna be broke.
I think the whole sponsorship thing is
It's
an
trap.
equal level. When you're going to get a job, you have to earn that job. When you become good at what you're doing, you break it on your own. You got to go get business. You got to get jobs. You got to bring in money. It's the same thing with a sponsorship.
I
With
think
sponsorships, you're selling yourself. You're still selling a product.
Yeah.
no
it's
doubt.
yourself.
But I feel like with sponsorship, sponsor is not like the word you want to go to somebody with. Like, hey, will you sponsor me? You know what I mean? That almost never works out. It's more of like a partnership. Like when I came to, Nacho and Cheeto, I told those guys, I want a partnership with you guys. I want to be involved with the company more than you guys just paying me to run Outlaw Ordnance on the side of my truck or boat. I want to be involved with everything. I want to hang out with you guys. I want to go fishing with you guys. And, whether it's product releases or whatever we want to do, I want to be involved. And I think
That was just because you wanted to be closer to us. We know what the real reason was.
Shit, no, I didn't want to be close to none of y'all old ass motherfuckers.
One of the biggest
I just
thing.
know I could make money with y'all.
One of the
Whatever.
biggest things about sponsorships is the relationship.
It is.
No doubt.
If there is not a good, solid relationship inside of it, then that sponsorship is nothing more than
That's why
a
cold
handout.
calls
That's just
never
a
work.
handout.
Cold. So it's my calling's my big thing. So if I'm not gonna go approach someone or anything like that, if I don't think I can call you Tuesday at 7:30 at night and ask you what you're doing, no other reason. If I can just call you and ask you what the fuck you're doing,
It's not a right relationship.
I don't. We're not working together. I only want to work with people who are people. I don't want to sit there with a corporate robot and go back and forth over analytics and numbers and money and all that. Now, we will do that. But if that's the only fucking thing we do,
Yeah.
I'm not in it for that. That's it's not going to work out long
I can
term.
tell you this, me and Chip's been in business together for a long time, and we have turned down more money than we've actually taken in because it was the wrong person, the wrong relationship.
Yep. And always
It
that
wasn't-
fine print.
We've built a major company, and it has been built off of relationships.
Yep.
Relationships with individuals, relationships with other companies. It's huge.
Mm-hmm.
We take that same thing when somebody comes to us and says, hey, will you sponsor me? What is this guy? What can he do for us? First of all, is there any relationship that can be built there?
I'm telling you.
There's got to be an upside first, and I don't think it matters on what platform you're coming from. There has to be an upside. So, like from a business standpoint, we see you on social media everywhere.
I get it.
We
around.
see your content. We see what you're saying. We see how you're presenting yourself, and we say to ourselves, "Okay, that's a good person to be on the team. He can move our brand. He can expand what we're doing." So we reach out in some form or fashion. Then once we've reached out, that's when we decide, okay, can we build a relationship? Is the relationship there? Are his values there? Are his thought process? And we go through that process. Then once that process is done, that's when you get down to the money,
the nitty gritty.
the nitty gritty of it. But you have to build those first steps. If you just go straight to money, your relationship is never going to be there.
And
Well,
it's what you can do for each other. It's not, if someone comes at you guys and says, hey, I want this, will you sponsor me for this? It's like, okay, well, what kind of return are you guys going to get on this investment?
Nobody will ever walk in the door and ask for money and get it that day.
No.
I promise you that.
Never.
It's a
That's
two-way
anyway.
deal for
Unless they're selling girls.
Cheeto and myself has been in this through every level. We was here when we were a broke company. Our brand meant nothing. We're trying to figure out how can we get our brand, our logo, beside a good, reputable brand and logo.
Oh, here
Can
we go.
everybody hear the sirens outside?
Yeah.
Is that going through the audio?
Yep.
Probably.
That's the branding side of it.
So
And you have to do that.
how can you get your logo beside a bigger logo?
Yeah.
Your
For an
ultimate
example,
goal.
For an example, Tyler Stewart. That was one of the things. Our logo was going
They
to
don't
go
like
right
me. They just
beside-
wanted to be by Monster. That was it.
Our logo was going to go beside Monster Energy's logo.
Yeah.
You got those building blocks.
Another
Got to.
reputable brand.
Exactly.
As we got bigger, now we have to look at it sometimes in the other way around because we have people that want their logo next to our logo.
Yep.
So
My big thing is from the social media side and perspective of me as a sole proprietor type of deal, when companies reach out to me and I don't reach out to them and they want me to do something for them, a big thing for me is communication as to, okay, what do you want? Okay, well, I can give you that. That's fine. But I'm not going to say yes until I look back and see who else you've dealt with, what else you've been doing the last 6 months, who am I going to be dealing with? Because a lot of companies, they'll fuck some shit up and scramble
Well, I
and
know
start
from,
deleting posts and shit like
well,
that.
John, at this point, you're at the level that a lot of companies are coming to you.
Yeah.
But
Well, that's what I
you
was going to
get
say. There's
into
two different
something-
things inside of John's world because you have John's level where companies come to him, and then you have an influencer that go to companies.
Yeah.
So it's a harder bridge for somebody like John because John's been doing it for a while. He's established that platform, and he's profiting off of it, and he's doing what he's supposed to do without anybody.
Yeah.
So for a company to come in, they almost have to reprogram John to think about the company that's with him along with what he's already built. And there's some social media influencers that can't do that.
See,
They just
there's-
want free shit
See,
or whatever
It is. Now, there's two types of influencers when you talk about sponsorships. For some of them, sponsorships are a necessity, a need. They have to have these to survive. Me, on the other hand, need nothing whatsoever. I will be completely and totally fine if I never represent another brand or product or anything like that if I don't want to. I do enjoy meeting with companies and getting to know them and helping them grow their product and my brand together. But at the end of the day, if I don't want to, I don't have to. And there is a very, very huge gap between the people that have to and just want to. And there is, when I say a huge gap, I'm talking about the gap is I'm going to leave here in an $80,000 truck and I don't fucking care. And the next guy to me that has the same amount of followers that's been doing it the opposite way, if his sponsorship gets pissed off at him, he's selling his house tomorrow.
And that's direct and indirect sales.
Yeah.
You can spot that by somebody that's doing direct sales on social media. Every time you see them, they're pushing something down your throat.
Every time.
They have to have it. They have to get it.
They have to.
The indirect sales where they're not pushing it, you just, kind of see, you're like, oh, that's cool.
It's on there.
Then,
Well, if you have a brand that you would love to sponsor, you can him.
I lift her. Oh.
And how do you decide, or have you approached any of those companies the other direction?
I am dealing with that currently right now in a couple big companies, actually. So it's like this. In my opinion, I'm going to be myself. And either they are going to like that or they aren't. If they do, I'll be like, hey, you want to get together? And they'll either tell me yes, no, or maybe. You can spell yeah with maybe, baby. Okay. I'm in that motherfucker. Yes. Okay. It's like this. If you tell me no, that's fine. I don't care. 6 months from now, I'll be with your competitor and you'll fucking regret that sentence. I'm built like that. But my big thing is the bigger companies and things like that, I'm going to bring to the table let's just put it like this. One specific brand of tire. Okay. If I want to work with that one specific brand of tire, I'm going to go buy 3 sets. I'm going to have a set on my truck, and I'm going to be pulling up to truck shows, things like that. I'm going to have a set on my station wagon, doing donuts and burnouts, and I'll bet you fucking right you're going to see that name brand on that tire when it comes by. And I'll put it on my fucking lawnmower or something, I will make it so evident that I want to work with them, and I've already bought the product and can promote the product, that when I ask them, do you want to work together? The answer will be yes, because they can already see that I've been doing something for them.
what you're doing is an individual, but you're doing it from a business standpoint.
Yeah.
What me and Nakia or me and Nacho would do is create value and show them that value.
Yeah.
And we're going to create and show that value before we ask for $1.
Yeah, I will never show up empty-handed. No. And it's like this. If a company shows up to me empty-handed, I don't care what kind of money's on the table. If you can't show me that working with you will better me in the long run at all, then there's no point in us having a conversation until you can do that. Because you can give me $1 million, but what the fuck do you want for that $1 million? You have showed me nothing to build a basic building block of, okay, well, this is what $1 million is.
And don't tell me that bullshit. I don't worry about it. We'll take care of it later. Fuck you.
Yeah. So just for giggles,
Yeah.
if I wanted Team Outlaw to be sponsored by somebody like Milwaukee Tools,
Yeah.
Where would you start with that?
I got a phone call. I'm in there, son.
Like,
But
would
it's
you
like
just
this.
would
If
you
I
just
didn't-
say
Your local rep.
Your
The
local rep.
So
That's where you go.
wanna
would you
get-
just say Milwaukee Tools
No.
on the Top 40 podcast?
No, I would not. No, this is how I
What
would
if
do
I
it.
already did?
This is how I would go about getting a brand sponsorship. Let's talk specifically Milwaukee. We know nothing. We know no one, anything like that. Milwaukee is a major tool brand. You know that they have local reps, just like Tyler said. You know that they have area reps, things like that. You reach out to that person. You say, hey, do you guys have ambassadors? Do you guys have a marketing department? Because that's who I want to talk to. I don't want to talk to Jim Bob that sells drills. I don't care. Somebody somewhere in that company is going to give me a marketing email, phone number, fax, or a fucking pigeon that I can send a letter
They
with.
still got a fucking fax. You don't want to deal with them because they ain't got no money.
So it's like this.
Well, I've
Social
got
media-
$10,000 worth of Milwaukee Tools. My wife won't let me buy any more,
Well, I mean,
but I need more.
you can get more. But it's like this. If I wanted to approach Milwaukee, I would simply put a couple pictures of the Milwaukee tools that I already had up, show them that I already have the product, that I could be a good brand rep, that I'm not chunking them bitches in the fucking trash while the DeWalt's sitting beside it.
Show them your insights on your podcast, your Instagram.
Something like that. You know, I would show them that I can put your product and have already put your product on a pedestal.
You're going to start
think-
by kicking the door in.
Oh, yeah.
And
We're
that's
trying
getting the
to-
number, email, something.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
trying to help other people. That's why I'm asking these questions. We do it every day.
Yeah.
I kind of know how I want to do it. How do you get that number, that name,
You
to
gotta
a,
kick
to
that
a
door.
big company?
You got to kick that door.
What door?
I mean,
Every door.
I
You
think
go to the website, you go to the social media platforms, you find your local rep, you find an email, you find a phone
It's
number,
like
hashtag
and you blow
Milwaukee.
it. You blow it up to the point that somebody contacts you back and gives you something. You blow it up to where they go, "What do you want? Why do you email me 17 times a day? I need the marketing director's contact information.
Exactly. And
If you send it to me, I'll quit emailing you."
It's like this. There's a big thing, an analogy. A man on the corner in Los Angeles downtown asks for money every single day. Odds are he meets three CEOs a day and gets $1 from them. You buy that man on the corner a fucking T-shirt with your company name on it, says, "I want to talk to a CEO." Guess who's going to fucking end up calling you eventually? Okay? If you put out into the open that you are looking to contact someone, there's no way you're not getting through if you're persistent. And if you don't have any posts on your profile, nothing like that, if you don't have anything behind you that they can see when they look into you, it's pointless. You got to put out the effort and show you can do it before you ask for it.
So basically, go to your social media platform and change your tagline to whatever you're looking for.
Yeah.
So you would go there and go, "I am looking to speak to somebody at Milwaukee Tools. I freaking love them." And you make a post and you just keep pushing and you beat down the website, you beat down the 1-800 number.
But if
beat
you're
down your
doing
rep.
that, you're already marketing for them and they don't need you.
that is true too.
You got
That
to
is
create
true
value.
too.
There's a line. You got to create value, but you can't give
free.
away the farm.
But I think you have to go once you find that contact and you get that contact, the first initial email or whatever, conversation, you have to lay the groundwork and let them know what you can do for them to get him interested. Because if you go in there and you ask, "Hey, I need $1,000 worth of tools for our podcast," it's just they don't need that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you
Brings
got
them no value.
if you already have posts with Milwaukee, say, "Look, I've already been posting about Milwaukee. I've got so many followers or whatever, and this is what we're doing. This pertains to our podcast. The day in the life of a professional bass fisherman." I think that is something that they would look into more than just, "Hey, we need some tools." So
Well, our thing with Tyler was I was paying Tyler as a fishing guide. And I was probably paying him more a year to go on guided fishing trips than I do sponsoring him. And now I fish with him for free.
That's rough right there.
I actually saved money by
This was a
sponsoring
business
Tyler.
deal that helped you.
Yes, I
that
saved
was
money.
the best guide trip I've ever been on, no doubt.
From a business standpoint, though, in my mind, it's branding.
Yeah.
We have to focus on branding. Nacho touched on it on one subject. You have to put your brand next to a reputable brand.
Yeah.
Then you have to make your brand a household name. And how do you do that? You partner with other reputable brands. You promote, you rap, you billboard, you sing, you dance on the top of the mountain. You do everything you have to do to build an empire, kicking doors.
You got to.
You got to do all that stuff.
My big thing is, we got this Team Outlaw thing, and we've recently started going to ATV and UTV rides, mud parks, things like that, trail rides. We're getting out there in the world, and we're starting to meet a lot more companies and things like this. But the reason we have been so successful to this point is because when we show up to an event, we show
put
up
on
and
a
show
show.
out. We are those motherfucking guys over there. We have wrap trucks, wrap trailers. We are riding all day, all night. We are meeting people. We are shaking hands. We are throwing T-shirts. We are wherever they are looking.
Because we made a statement
Yeah.
that we would take over the outdoor industry.
Yeah.
And I don't know if our fan base knows it, but firearms are in the outdoor industry. That's where we started. We're moving
We're moving into fire
fishing.
sports.
We're going into power sports. We're going to go into we're going to be big ass brand in the outdoor industry.
That's like this.
We were big this past year in Major League Fishing. Obviously, the firearm industry, we've wrapped that up for a decade. We got into Major League Fishing this year, started going to some fishing events.
It's like, what was it, the Red Crest event? What was it, the second time that we had ever set up the Outlaw Marine booth, and we got more screen time at the Outlaw Marine booth on TV than any other booths of the whole entire fucking show put together.
And Ricky signed more autographs than freaking Kevin Van Dam.
I signed more fucking
Definitely more
autographs than the pro
autographs.
features.
Because we showed up, and like you
We
said,
have a presence.
we showed out. We came with huge trailers, huge booths.
You have to. You
lights. We done the lights, camera. We done the big flashy.
Everybody will
branding
talk
is
shit.
everything.
Everybody will talk shit about the flashy show-off motherfuckers. But at the end of the day, you only talk shit because you're not them. Okay? You may hate the dude that rolls by that's just going all fucking out, but guess what? That's that fucking guy. You're going to remember that guy 3 months from now because he's that guy.
While you're talking about him, you're talking about him.
Yeah. I live
you
in
didn't
your
talk
head.
about the other booths that you didn't know.
Exactly. I live in your head rent-free because when I show up, I show out. That is the Team Outlaw way. There's only fucking one way, and that is it. Okay?
We now have the multi-million-dollar facility.
Yeah.
We now have the things we have, but the industries have believed that we've had this
for over
since
a decade.
day one.
Yeah.
Because of the branding and the showing in and showing out.
We put up
and
the website.
presence
We put in
and
the
everything
time.
else.
We put in the time and the money in a website. When you pulled it up, it looked like a multi-million-dollar
And that's
company.
a big thing for branding and sponsorships like that. If somebody messages me on Instagram to do a brand deal with me or do a sponsorship or me vice versa, and you've got 3 posts and 300 followers, odds are I'm sorry you're not getting a message back because I don't have time in my day to put out that kind of effort for somebody who's not also putting out effort.
Okay, quick question in the middle of this. So with Instagram or whether it's, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, all these influencers are buying followers, bots, whatever. I know plenty of people that do not have 4,000 or 5,000 real followers, but it says they got 30K followers. So when you look at that, how does a brand know the difference? And
You can take 10 seconds and go through their
Follower
page
list.
or their follower list. Like, for instance, on TikTok, if they have 5 million followers, I will take 10 to 30 seconds and scroll their page and look at the amount of likes and interaction per post, and I can tell you within that 10 to 30 seconds if that following is bullshit or if it's real.
So it's
What
like
about their
this.
following list?
So their following lists and things like that. I'll get a lot of people that have 80, 90, 100,000 followers that message me on Instagram wanting to do a sponsorship deal or reach out to me and partner up together. I go to their profiles and it's a 50-50 shot. Either they're real or they're not. Well, when they're not, I'll go to their followers list and every single profile will be a great picture or it'll be some random ass picture, some weird ass names like Harry Hardnipple or like fucking Kenny Ken or some dumb shit. The more you scroll, the more
There's
you
a
start
Kenny Ken out there that is pissed right now.
I'm real, motherfucker.
I hope you comment, motherfucker. I hope you so it's like this, if you know what you're doing and you're out there and you're looking for brands and sponsorships, you should be able to understand the difference between a bullshit company and a real company and a bullshit guy asking for a sponsor and not. Because I'll have people reach out to me and say, hey, I'd really like you to sponsor my page and help me grow. And I'll tell them straight up, I'm like, look here, man, you've posted 3 times in 4 weeks.
You don't have a fucking profile picture.
And I'm like, you've posted 3 times in 4 weeks. They were under 30-second videos.
You have a
won't
profile
use hashtags. I was like,
Why are you calling Nacho out?
so Nacho, look, Nakia fucking Jackson over here came up to me and was like, you know what, I'm gonna take this shit serious. I was like, okay, let's do this. I walked him through it. I told him how.
It's a lot of fucking work.
It is a lot of fucking work. You didn't think it was, did you?
It's a lot of fucking work.
So I walked him down through it. I showed him what to do. I told him how to do it. I told him everything he needed to do. The man posted the video like I told him to. Well, you get a couple thousand views. Next video, a couple more thousand views. By the third video, it was like 20 or 30,000 views.
35, 40.
35,000, 40,000 views. Man was climbing. He was doing exactly what I told him to. He was doing it right. He was doing great. Then he didn't post for 3 fucking weeks.
Squirrel.
Yeah, then he buzzed for 3 fucking weeks.
Squirrel.
And completely and totally lost all his
I've
fucking
got
momentum.
businesses to run.
Hey, social media
it's
is a
lot
business,
of
baby.
work. It takes a lot.
I'm just gonna be honest
does.
with you. The kind of the same scenario. I kept asking him. He finally told me, "You're not taking it fucking serious." I started
gotta take it
taking fucking serious. And since I have been taking it serious, I have lost an hour of sleep, and that's no bullshit.
You have to.
I make my normal bedtime usually was around 11.
Yeah.
I would be up at 5:30.
1:30 is the best time.
Now my bedtime is 12:30, 1 o'clock, and I'm up at 4:30, 5:30. When everybody goes to bed, everything's quiet. I go outside on my front porch or back porch, and I go through my camera roll. I go through whatever video I shot that day. I edit the video. I put it together. I throw it in my drafts.
But you had to think about it. You had to shoot the video. You had to do more through the day.
Well, I've started.
You can't do it.
No, but I've
just
started
at the end of the day.
recording.
You cannot do it. You got to do it all day long.
But I've started recording 60% of my day. Whether I use it or not, I trash it. But I just started recording 60% of my day. And I have found that when an idea does come to me, I have some form of content already. And it sparks me to finish. And then I put it all together, throw it in my drafts, and I just build my drafts up. Or if something happens like today, the footage today, I already have a video idea. You put it together. That's the easy part of it. It's the in-between parts that were difficult for me. And I still have some problems and some hurdles that I'm trying to get over.
Yeah.
But I told Scott we were coming back from Muddy Bottoms today.
Yeah.
And you passed us and then slowed down for me.
Scott, by the way, is the producer of our podcast, does all the editing, our camera guy throughout the week.
Scott Cave.
Scott motherfucking Cave.
I shoot some guns too.
Which is
But you passed me.
we've been sponsoring Scott in the firearm for his professional
Several years.
shooting for a long time.
Heck yeah.
But you passed me and then you slowed down.
Yeah. You weren't thinking.
I
You didn't know what
wasn't
the fuck I was
thinking
doing.
about video until I saw you wave me, and then I'm like, fuck his video. And I turned to Scott. I said, see, that's the difference.
Yeah.
I'm taking it serious, but I'm not taking it as fucking serious as he is yet.
Yeah.
And I need to step at another level because we just left from filming all day, and he's still thinking about filming.
So it's like this. Today, I got 57 minutes of footage on one GoPro, like 37 minutes of footage on another GoPro. I got at least 20 minutes on my phone. My wife got at least 20 minutes on her phone. And we were only there 4 hours?
Yeah, 4 or 5 hours.
So it's like this. We get all that together. Scott gives me his footage. Y'all get my footage. The amount of footage we got today in a 4.5 hour day will get me 50 videos over the next year.
Yeah.
It's like, when you start shooting and you really dive off into it, it's just on a whole nother level because you get used to, okay, I'm going to shoot this video right now. And when it's snowing its fucking ass off, I'm going to have a picture of me standing out here in t-shirt and shorts having a good old fucking time. And people are going to be like, damn, I do miss summer. And that'll be the reason they like the video.
And you shot it 6 months prior.
I
and
shot
just
6
kept it.
months ago, yep. That's what it is. And it's back to sponsorship and branding, things like that. If you can't tell me what we're going to be doing 6 months from now, there's no point in me fucking with you. Because
You don't have a plan.
I'm not on this short-term shit.
You don't have a plan.
I fully intend to not know how big it's going to get, but intend it to be so fucking big in 6 months from now that it'll be like, damn, got a lot of hand in
Based
it.
off of how you dress, you don't put any thought into that.
Well, so, you know,
I'm assuming anybody can make it social media and not give a shit what they put on that morning.
I'm telling you, I dress
that-
pretty comfortable.
Yeah.
I am a comfort kind of guy.
Well, I treat business
I mean,
just like
right
we
now,
treat
like
events.
that's got to be the most horrible color of croc
I love my red
ever
Crocs.
seen. That is,
It's my
not
red
red.
bottoms.
they're
See,
not really
Not red.
Red bottoms.
So, like, I can afford red
Those are
bottoms.
pink.
That's not red.
Those
Yes.
are pink,
Pink.
Crocs
No, they're red.
Pink.
They're red. They're the reddest
with
Croc
some
I can get.
weird ass Hawaiian looking shorts,
These are Under Armour, baby.
a muddy
I got these
Team
on clear-
Outlaw hat that is covered in mud. Like
I got
you
these on
couldn't-
clearance.
Could you not just
Everything
knock the hat against your leg and get some of the mud off?
No, I did.
No, it's texture.
So it's like this. Everything I'm wearing right now, I got on clearance. This Carhartt shirt was on clearance because it didn't have a pocket. These shorts were on clearance because they fucking had a rip in the bottom of the seam at Academy. These Crocs were on clearance on Amazon Prime deals. These Carhartt 4 socks, clearance at fucking Church Supply.
Shirt was on clearance because it didn't have a pocket.
Guess what?
Do you know how few people want a shirt with a pocket?
I own
A T-shirt with a
I
pocket?
own over 120 T-shirts with a pocket.
Same.
I'm a pocket fucking tee guy
Neither one of the guys saying this is wearing a shirt with a pocket.
because I got my clearance shirt on today. You know, I wore a pocket tee all day today, the whole day, and I had to change to do this podcast.
And what was in the fucking pocket?
my phone? I put my phone in there for a little while. The fuck I was supposed to give about Nakia's ass whooping he wanted last podcast was in there, and I didn't have it.
Maybe that's the difference in a
You got a
fat
hole in
guy's
your
shirt.
pocket.
Yeah,
Maybe that's the difference in a fat guy's shirt.
yeah, I love the pocket.
So much material, the pockets are thicker. Like I put something in my pocket, it just stretches your damn pocket out.
Well,
Yeah,
we
no,
talked
you gotta
about
get a pair- you
we
gotta
talked
get a
about
shirt.
how we show up to events like swinging.
Yeah,
I'm gonna treat business and sponsorships the same way. I'm hitting a fucking home run or I'm striking out. There's no in between. I'm going over the top and we're gonna kill it.
yeah. I'm never,
Team Outlaw is gonna be the biggest fucking team out there,
Oh yeah,
or it's gonna be talked about because it went down in flames,
yeah.
Jack.
It's like this. I'm not going to be a ambassador.
The
I'm going to
ambassador.
be the motherfucking ambassador.
That's what I'm
When you say a company's name, if I'm involved with them, you probably said mine first, honestly, because
And I'm going back to what you said earlier. All those people that told me no,
yeah,
one day, every single solitary one of them will regret the fact that word ever came out.
got that right. It's like, and I tell all people always say this shit. It pisses me off. Brands, sponsors, deals, business, everything like that. Well, we just want to try and be humble. No. I will be humble when I'm 85 and play with my fucking great grandkids. That's the first motherfuckers I'm going to cut some slack. Okay? Until that point, I suggest you stand up and you can walk beside me, or you can sit the fuck down and watch me walk off. I'm going to the fucking top. Wherever the fuck that may be, that's where I'm going to end up.
That needs to be your fishing.
I'm going to the top. Like there is no other spot for me. It's either the top or serious freak accident death. I mean, that's it.
That is probably, we've discussed this before, but that is probably where Team Outlaw is going to end
Yeah,
up.
I mean, it's
When me and Chip was talking about buying a plane, they was like, oh shit.
it's like
This may be the start.
Our banker called and said, I heard a rumor. Like, yeah, y'all are buying a plane? We're thinking about it. Well, y'all can't fly together.
Y'all better buy two.
You better buy two. Why?
It's like
y'all bitches ain't going down together. One of you going to leave.
exactly. I don't half-ass shit. I whole-ass every fucking.
Exactly. You ain't whole ass.
We're either going down in flames and eating at the soup kitchen, or we gonna be the motherfuckers that are shitting and getting, son.
That's it.
Somebody's going to tell the story of the death of Team Outlaw one day.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, man, one of them was in a crop duster upside down, while the other one was trying to do a 180 aerial flip in a helicopter.
That
But there was that fat one. He was in a dune buggy jumping through them while they barrel rolled,
Skeet, skeet.
and they accidentally landed on Tyler's boat.
that actually sounds a lot like the
gender
mine and John's plans for the gender reveal.
Oh yeah,
So-
I remember that.
Yeah, but weren't you told no?
Well, they know they ain't gonna tell me no.
Did they say no, or they were like, well, because if there's any fucking inclination,
I said, were you serious about me doing the gender reveal? He said no. We would like you to
announce the gender.
no, like help them do the gender. They don't want me to know the gender.
Pussies.
I'm like, somebody's got to know the gender.
Yeah.
And the parents don't need to know.
You can tell me, fuck.
Gabe.
So-
Gabe.
Send me the envelope.
Gabe, I'll do it. I'll do it, Gabe.
Yeah.
Send us the envelope from the doctor,
Yeah.
and we're going to make it the most epic gender reveal
It'll be insane.
ever.
It'll be insane.
In case anybody doesn't know, I've
Gabe,
been
I won't tell
pushing
nobody.
I have been pushing my kids for a few years now to have a grandbaby.
Yeah.
I want a grandbaby. I was just told they're having a baby.
No, you don't.
So
That's going to be great.
it's going to be awesome.
They're going to cost you a lot of money. They're going to tear up all this shit in your house.
I literally
You're gonna
had to
drive your
leave my
wife
house
crazy.
within 5 minutes of being told and go straight to Cavender's and buy a little bitty pair of boots because I've never had an excuse to buy them.
Oh, yeah.
I
You're
got
in
the
there
little
now.
bitty pair of boots now.
That's what I'm fucking talking about.
If I have one more grandkid, or if one more of my kids decides that they're going to come live with me, I'm going straight to the RV place. You can't find me if I'm fucking moving.
Shit fire. But back to the subject at hand, brand sponsors and everything like this. You know, I've always had this question. How do you pick people to put on your boat, Tyler? Because it's like, I see you got a shit ton of stickers on your boat, and I'm finna do my whole show truck thing at SEMA and all that, and people want to put stickers on my shit. And I don't know if I'm for it or not.
Well, I mean, every sticker comes with a price, honestly. So
How do you dictate that price? Is it by
How do
square
you
inch?
get that value?
It's like, is it
So,
per square inch or per company?
like you guys
value?
mentioned earlier, being by a reputable brand is like a big deal. So, whether you're by Outlaw Ordnance or by Monster Energy, that is a higher paid spot. Whether it's a giant logo, a small logo. I personally have gotten to where I would rather represent less people at like a bigger, standard. So, for instance, when I first started, I was running 15 logos on my boat. I mean, there wasn't a spot on my boat that didn't have a logo. I was doing every deal I could, to pay for all my entry fees, whether it was
Grinding.
$1,000, $500, anybody that would give me $1, I was throwing on my boat.
Oh, yeah.
But after 5 years, I've been super fortunate to have a couple great sponsors, and I want to give those guys what they deserve. So when you got a ton of small sponsors, it takes away from the people that are really investing in you. So
Yeah, for sure.
for me, I try to represent the people that want to help me out. So for me, it was Monster. It's Outlaw Ordnance, Favorite Rods. I'm giving them guys as much space as I can, and they're companies that I believe in and companies that I can represent. Because people are going to come at you and they're going to be like, "Hey, man, I'll give you some free stuff if you'll put my logo on there."
I mean, I hate that.
And that's something that we have to deal with when you're trying to get sponsors. So
Free stuff is nice. Don't get me wrong.
It is.
But
at the end
this
of
is
the day,
business, brother.
It doesn't pay the
It
bill.
doesn't pay the bills. This is business.
But here's the problem. You got a company, like I had this conversation with a sponsor literally last week. They were like, "All right, look, this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to pay you." And I'm just like, that's just not enough for the amount of space I'm giving you. These two companies over here have almost as much space, or have just a little bit more space than you, are paying 3 times as much as you.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Well, so-and-so has, for that exact deal is doing it for free product." So you have to deal with people that are, that will do it for free product
what you got to do,
make,
Tyler, number one, you got to create value. We've talked about that.
right.
Number two is you got to, down the road, make that brand regret the fact that they gave it to somebody for free that was not creating value, and instead of giving it to you that was creating value, then you went somewhere else and got the competitor and
Right.
created value for them, and now that company is losing their ass and they're begging you to give you what you wanted to begin with, but now your value's so much higher, they can't get back in.
But it goes back to something that we talked about earlier. Under promising and over delivering.
You have to.
We talked about
You
that
can't
on
sell
another
yourself
podcast.
short. You sell
So-
yourself short, and then you will never be where you want to be.
You're sponsored by Monster Energy.
Right.
They pay you nothing to be sitting on that couch right now on one of the top 40 podcasts wearing that hat, but you're doing it. So this podcast is airing on YouTube. They're
And
going to
Spotify.
see Tyler right there with his Monster hat on. That's over delivering. That's not what they paid you to do.
Honestly, though, for them in my contract with them, they care about one freaking thing. At the beginning, they didn't care about the boat wrap. They didn't care about the truck wrap. Their hat is so important to them, because when you look at any athlete, whether it's like a skateboarder, dirt
Anybody.
bike, bicycle, if they have a Monster hat on, then they are a monster athlete. You cannot get one of these hats
Yeah,
unless
but you've mentioned Monster half a dozen times in the last 2 minutes.
Right.
We've
all
talked about what
discussed
they're doing.
Right,
Like,
but I
they-
don't
They are
have
getting
to
more
do that.
value than
That's
they
what
paid
I
for.
mean. That is over delivering.
But what I'm saying is I am contracted for every public appearance, whether it's video or fishing tournament or whatever. I have to be wearing the hat.
So just a quick question. So like, you're taking like a hard shit and you're Snapchatting your old lady. Do
And I'm
you
not
have
wearing
the
a
hat on?
Monster hat.
Do you have the hat on? Could she turn you in?
She could, yeah.
Oh.
It'd probably void the contract.
Send me one more snap. Without you have that hat on. I'll screen record that shit so fast.
No, but yeah, like we were saying, the hardest part is, when you're talking to a brand, you name your price, what you think you're worth, and they come back at you and say, well, this person's going to do the exact same thing for way less money. And that is something that we deal with all the time in fishing. That is why the fishing industry is so tough. I don't know how it is in the the social media aspect like you, but
there's millions of me.
It is.
So, but for our guys, it makes it extremely tough. And
at the same time, we've talked a whole lot about not undervaluing yourself.
Right.
Don't
I see a lot of people out there overvaluing themselves.
And we should probably wrap it up with this because I'm hurting feelings when I say this little sentence here. Ugh. In the social media world, I have very many social media friends. And I have very social media friends that oversell themselves. They are really great people.
But they get it, though, don't they?
They don't.
They don't.
Unfortunately, they have to learn the hard fucking truth, just like I did at one time, that yes, you have a following. Yes, you have the opportunity to be a brand sponsor or present a brand or a product for some reason to get a monetary value, yes. But at the end of the day, if you got a bottle of fucking sunscreen on and you're getting sunburnt in every other fucking video, they're going to come back and be like, hey, what's going on here? Because you told us you were going to be our brand rep for sunscreen. But we've seen this video the last 3 days. You're sunburned. That's not looking good on us. Mm-hmm. And they're like, well, I took that video 2 or 3 months ago and I was at the beach or whatever. It has nothing to do with your product. We've signed that deal after I took those videos. Oh, no, that's not how this works. That's not how this works at all. Okay. You said you were going to rip the sunscreen. Well, now you got sunburn. So you know what it looks like? We scroll to your next video. You're talking about our sunscreen. The video before that, you're burnt to a fucking crisp. What's going on here, bud? People oversell themselves and they say, oh, yeah, I'm going to do a great job for you. I'm going to do this. I'm going to deliver. And then they fucking don't because they don't understand what they're telling people they're going to do for them.
Right.
Yeah. Don't oversell yourself if you don't understand what you're going to fucking.
We've hit
know
some
what
key
you're
points.
signing up for sure.
Yeah, we've hit some key points. You got to kick the doors down.
Got to.
Like anything else, you got to put in the time and the effort. You got to do the work.
Mm-hmm.
Over deliver, always.
Under promise,
over deliver.
Yep.
No matter what you're in.
But don't undersell yourself.
Don't undersell yourself. Don't give away the farm for free.
and always protect the brand you're repping.
Yep. You can say whatever the fuck you want to off screen and behind closed doors, but eventually, at some point, if you say enough of it, it's going to be on camera, and you're going to let it slip.
That's right.
At the end of the day, if you're going to talk shit, keep it to yourself.
Yeah, we've had a good time. That's another podcast, another day. But you know what we do and what we say.
There's only one way.
The
Outlaw
way.